Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to dive into 6 of the most common mistakes that I see people make when they're on a GLP-1 medication like Ozempic, Wegovy, aka semaglutide, Zepbound, Mounjaro, aka tirzepatide. These mistakes can lead to really nasty side effects, frustration when the scale won't move, wasted money on the wrong dose, disappointments when you don't hit your goals, and it just will affect every part of you and how you feel your journey is going. I have been on a GLP-1 now for 3 years. I've made some of these mistakes. I've learned from them. I'm still learning from them, but I want to share with you some of the mistakes I've made, how I've overcome them, as well as what I've seen other people make or comment about or ask questions about. And I've been able to lose 50 pounds, keep it off now for over 2 years. And because I've made some of these mistakes, I really want you to help avoid doing the same things. So I'm going to walk you through 6 of the most common things I've seen out there so you can avoid falling into this. So number 1, only injecting in one site. Now, there are 3 recommended places to inject in. One is your stomach, one is the back of your arm, and then the third is the outside of your thigh. And I've seen people just inject into their stomach, get the most severe side effects. Why is that? Because the stomach area is a little bit more sensitive in terms of blood flow and it's more accessible. So if you want more than likely the best side effects in terms of weight loss and maximizing the suppression of appetite and whatnot, it probably will be in your stomach. However, if you're getting really bad side effects, try the back of your arm, try your thigh. And even regardless, you should probably just try the sites out just to see how it makes you feel. Because some people may not really get much in their stomach, but man, the back of their arm, they're just like, that's the best place ever, or their thigh could be amazing, or all 3 may work the same. So you don't know what will work for you and what won't work for you. I first tried, and I think it was in my stomach, but then I did rotate, as they do say to rotate them. I tried my thigh, I tried the back of my arm. For me personally, the thigh and the arm didn't really feel like it was working at all, but the stomach was my sweet spot. But the one thing I will caution, if you're really getting bad side effects like nausea, GI distress, or anything like that, try the thigh, try the back of your arm. I would bet that would be more effective in lessening those side effects. I just love the stomach because that's the best place for me personally. And when you find that sweet spot and you're like, oh, this is the one for me, you probably will tend to stay there. Number 2 mistake is people panic when they are in a stall for 1 week. Let me tell you something. 1 week stall, that's nothing. That's not even a stall. That's just maybe your body pausing for a second or recalibrating or whatever. Plus, weight loss is never going to be linear. If you're expecting to lose weight every single week, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. It doesn't work that way. The vast majority of people are not going to consistently lose every single week. That's just it's not the way life works. It's not the way your body works. You can only control so much. There are things you can control, like taking your medication weekly and not missing your dose, the nutrition that you choose to put in your mouth, how much water you intake, your activity level, trying to get more sleep, things of that nature. But outside of that, then your body's going to do what your body's going to do. And 1 week truly is not a stall. Now, if you have stalled and you have been at the same weight for 4 weeks, then yes, that is a stall. 3 weeks, maybe. 4 weeks, for sure. I stalled out for 4 months, and I'm not a patient person, and that drove me crazy, but I was able to figure out how to get off of that stall. So don't panic if it's only a week. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you've been losing consistently up until that point, again, your body is just trying to recalibrate. Maybe there's some fluid, you don't know what's going on. Maybe your sleep hasn't been that great. So, one night of bad sleep is going to raise your insulin resistance. So really make sure you're getting good sleep in there to keep that as low as possible. All right, number 3 mistake. And this one I've seen a lot. People who stay at the same dose for too long. Now, these medications have been designed for you to move up every 4 weeks. Doesn't mean you need to. Back in the day, which was only 3 years ago when I started, that was the protocol, and that is what I followed. Move up every 4 weeks. It worked for me. I didn't have any really negative side effects. So that worked and it was fine. These days though, as long as you're losing weight and things are moving in that direction, it's fine to stay at that dose. But I've seen people stay at the same low dose. For example, if you're on Zepbound or Mounjaro and they stay there at the 2.5 or even 5 for months and months. And then people will say, well, I've been on this for 4 months and I haven't lost any weight. Well, the first obvious thing is move up in your dose. Talk to your doctor to titrate up because you need a higher dose. Those are the starting doses. They were designed to move up, and the maximum weight loss is not really seen in most people, not all people, but in most people, until they've hit a higher dose, until they've hit that 10 milligrams or even 12.5, some people 15. So you're going to be wasting time and money and get emotionally frustrated if you're staying at a 2.5 or a 5 and you're just not seeing everything, but you're putting in all the work. Then it's time to move up. Your body needs a higher level of the medication. So don't make that mistake. Mistake number 4, you're not doing any resistance training. To me, that is a huge mistake I have seen many people make for whatever the reason. Cardio is great, and I will include walking under cardio. It is fantastic, but it's not the end all be all, and you do need to do some resistance training. And I'm going to tell you why. If you haven't listened to any of my other videos, and I'm going to keep beating this drum on the building muscle, and I don't care how old you are, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, first of all, it's never too late to build muscle. Secondly, it doesn't take that much to build it. You don't have to be in the gym 5 days a week or 6 days a week. You can even do it at home. You can do 2 days a week and maintain muscle 10, 15 minutes. That's it. That's all it takes. It doesn't take that much effort to do it. But here's the benefits. First of all, you are going to lose muscle if you do nothing to help it. You will lose it. Fact. So you have to send a signal. You have to do something to say, hey, muscle, I don't want to lose you. I want to keep you. So it could be body weight. It could be getting some light dumbbells, whatever. Make a commitment for your health journey to keep that muscle. It will keep you more metabolically active. So it'll keep your metabolism higher. It creates insulin sensitivity. Your muscles are literally a sponge for the glucose that's in your bloodstream. So you want to use your muscle. We humans are designed to use our muscles, and it will help make your weight loss journey easier, faster, better. It'll make maintenance easier to maintain. You're gonna look better at the end. So there's so many benefits. So for the folks out there who aren't doing any sort of resistance training, just start. That's all. Just start. 2 days a week, 10 minutes a time. body weight only, just do something. I guarantee you will feel better mentally, emotionally. Focus on that and focus on how it's going to make you feel and that it's going to help create more insulin sensitivity. Okay, mistake number 5, misunderstanding the pace of weight loss. Boy, do I see this a lot. I've only lost, fill in the blank, 20 pounds in 2 months, or 12 pounds in 12 weeks, or 10 pounds in 3 months. And you come back and I'm not losing as fast as I thought I'd lose. I'm panicking now and I think it's too slow and what am I doing wrong? And you start second guessing yourself and thinking all the things you're doing. You're not. Healthy weight loss is 0.5 to 2 pounds a week or 1% of your body weight on average. And again, weight loss isn't linear, so you're not gonna constantly be losing. And you also have to factor in your starting height, your starting weight. The more you weigh, the more you can lose, right? If you're 300 pounds, yeah, you could lose 3 pounds a week, easy. You could. If you're 200 pounds though, that's gonna drop down to 2 pounds a week. If you're 150 pounds and you need to drop 30 or 40 pounds, that weight loss might be 1.5 pounds a week. And as you get smaller, you're gonna lose a little bit less, right? So you have to kind of figure in all these different factors. Your starting point when it comes to your height, your weight, your body composition, because the more muscle you hold, the more metabolically functional you're gonna be as well. Are you on other medications? There's so many factors. And then I see people comparing themselves to other people's journeys. Well, this person's losing so much and I'm doing the same thing. And why am I not losing the same amount? Well, you're a different body. Look, I used to do the same thing. I would look at other people and I'm only losing 0.5 pound. This person's losing 3 pounds. What is up? But I'm losing. So I said, I'm losing weight. I'm going in the right direction. And I think that's where you have to kind of reframe your mind. Are you losing? Conversely, if you weren't on the medication, you might be gaining weight, right? That's kind of been the trend is gain weight, lose weight, gain. So if you're continually losing weight, you're on the right track. So I think you would just need to reframe it and say, oh, I'm losing and that's a plus. Keep going. This is a long journey. You're not going to get there overnight. And trust me, when I started, I just wanted to get there, right? I just want to get to my goal as quickly as I can and maximize and do all the things. And I was implementing and doing and all the stuff. And then, 0.5 pound this week, nothing the next week. Then all of a sudden 2 pounds in 1 week. And I'm whoa. And then I think, ooh, if I could do 2 pounds every week, but it never worked out that way. But I got there. I did get there. And I've been now maintaining. So if you're losing, you're losing. So don't think that you're going to be losing a ginormous amount of weight every single week. The beginning weight loss, yeah, you're gonna lose probably in the first couple of weeks. You might lose a lot because you're losing inflammation. Because as you're getting more insulin sensitive, you're losing a lot of that water weight. And that contributes to the bigger weight loss in the beginning, and then it's gonna slow down. Okay, last mistake that I see that is so common, mistake number 6. Thinking that the GLP-1 shot does everything for you and you don't have to do anything else. I'm still kind of surprised that people think this, but I recently had a friend who finally went on to Zepbound after I've been talking to her about all the benefits and how amazing and life transformational it's been for me and mentally, emotionally, and obviously physically. And finally she goes on this. Now she's heard my story. She knows all the things that I do. And yet she came back a couple months after and said to me, well, I thought that all I had to do was the shot and I didn't have to do anything else, but my weight loss is kind of stalled and it hasn't gone anywhere. And I've seen this in other people as well, not just my friend. Even though she knows all the things that I did to make this happen, the GLP-1 is an amazing tool, but it is a tool. And if you're not gonna do all the things, maybe you're not ready to be on the GLP-1. Conversely, going on a GLP-1 can make doing all the things easier. So the things you tried in the past will actually start to work with the GLP-1 because it changes your brain chemistry. It changes the neural pathways in your brain in a good way, right? It dampens down those cravings. It dampens down like that dopamine hit that you get from food. It helps you to make better choices. Your food palette will start to change. You will eventually start to crave, if you allow yourself, good whole foods. And pairing the GLP-1 with real food, whole foods, avoiding the processed, avoiding added sugar, avoiding alcohol, getting in some resistance training, getting some of your steps in and getting active, getting the right sleep. When you pair it with these things, wow, yes, you will see the weight loss. You will see your body fat come down. You will see the body recomposition happen. But if you don't do anything, if you're still eating a shitty diet full of processed food, fast food, high fat, just added sugar, desserts, super starchy stuff all the time, but just in smaller amounts, you may initially start to see the weight loss, but you'll come to a hard plateau at some point. It's not gonna work. And I guess, is that really the healthy way to go? I mean, I think that's something that you need to ask yourself. Is this really a healthy way to eat? Processed foods and added sugars and all of that. Because I don't think that ultimately that is good for our health. As human beings, we aren't really meant to be eating processed foods, which essentially are products. They're not real food. And our bodies don't know what to do with it. And you're gonna get more GI distress when you start eating that stuff also. And then you're gonna wonder, why am I not losing weight? What's going on? I know for my friend, I asked her, I said, well, you've come to a stall. What dose are you on? What are you eating? What are all the things going on? Do you want help? I can offer some guidance or my opinion on some things that you might want to try. And it turns out that she eats a very processed, goes out to eat a lot of fried foods, and was eating some smaller amounts, but really just didn't change anything. And I said, look, you really need to try to avoid the processed food. If you're gonna go out to eat, that's fine, but try to make those choices healthier, or look at the menu ahead of time. Choose what you're going to have. You can still enjoy going out with friends and whatnot, but choose what you're gonna have ahead of time so you can plan it. You can still enjoy the time with people and enjoy what you're eating and make healthier choices. That will further you along in your journey, because you want to get healthier, you want to lose weight, and you do want to enjoy life, but there does need to be some compromises there, because you're not going to be able to get away with eating crappy food and putting, junk into your body and thinking that the GLP-1 is going to do it all. It's not. The junk food will override the GLP-1. So the faster you learn that pairing it with all these other things and creating these new habits and new lifestyle changes, you're going to get the results that you want. And then you're going to have a new life ahead of you that's going to be amazing. So if any of these 6 have hit with you, leave a comment. I've made some of these mistakes myself, so I get it, but it's definitely something to be on the lookout for if there are other mistakes that you've made or seen other people make that I didn't include, drop a comment. Would love to hear from them. We can all learn more from each other. And I want to make you guys as successful and set you up to get the results and maximize the GLP-1. You're taking the time, effort, energy, and money to do this. You might as well try and maximize everything at the same time, right? So if this video resonated, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you want to know when more videos will be dropped. And I have a whole library full of stuff if you're interested in anything about GLP-1s, my journey, what's worked, what hasn't worked, fitness, building muscle, all the stuff. It's all in there. I'm going to continue to share more as I learn more in my maintenance journey. And I will see you in the next video. Stay strong.